Being a soldier in the U.S. military does not sound like much until you've actually experienced it. My dad is in the Army stationed here in Korea, and for as long as I can remember, he has been in and out of my life. This is all due to the fact that he was stationed overseas. I remember not only the good times, but also the tough ones. There were times where I missed him and all I wanted to do was talk to him, but due to the time differences, it seemed to be almost impossible. Though when we did get to talk, I remember him telling me all sorts of stories of this so-called magical land he was in, or so I thought. Really, he was stationed most of the time in the Middle East, in the middle of all the action. Now that I'm older, I've decided to sit him down as not my dad, but as a veteran from the military, and ask him to tell me the real side of the military. What I heard was not really all fun and games.
When I was in high school, I had no interest in military service. Every week I had different recruiters calling the house. I kept telling them, no, I'm not joining, I'm going to be an architect, I'm not doing that. And it wasn't till later, after I attempted college and discovered I wasn't ready for college, that I finally decided that, maybe this is what I should do. I joined active duty as an infantryman. That wasn't my favorite thing to do. I knew I liked the military, but I knew I didn't want to be infantry for an entire career. And I really didn't think I wanted to make a career out of it. I wanted to get some kind of experience and job training under my belt that I could use in the civilian world. So I went ahead and changed my job to aviation. Did that for 3 years. Still didn't know if I wanted to make a career out of it, but I got sent to recruiting. I ended up recruiting for 6 years. By then I was about to hit the 10-year mark and decided I might as well stay. Additionally, while I was in recruiting, I volunteered to go to Iraq on a special mission that the Tennessee National Guard had picked up, and that's really what changed my mind while I was in Iraq. I think my time in Iraq was probably my favorite time in the military. People say, really, you were in a war zone, how could that have been your favorite time? Well, it had a lot to do with the job that I was doing. I was responsible for many lives being saved, actually. The job that I was a part of, we were responsible for manning different radar systems, and we had this computer system that would pull together all that data, and from that we had to determine anything that was flying in the air, what it was, and if it was a threat to the base. And anything that was flying towards the base, we would sound off an alarm. And because the alarm went off, they were able to get to a bunker, and had they not, they would have died. Are there any significant events that changed my outlook on life? During my time overseas, being able to know that the job I was doing was helping save lives really showed me how important me being there was, and that's when I really decided that I wanted to stay and make a career out of it and not just finish my time and get out. That's when I decided to stay for 20 years, and we were getting ready to leave. It was our last day of training the new unit that was taking over for us, and then we had a week of preparing to go back to the States. One of our crews was in the heart of Baghdad, and they were working on the last radar, doing maintenance on it, putting the cover back on it, getting ready to climb down off the building, and that would have been it. We're done with our job, we're ready to go home. And just as they were putting the cover on, and a sniper from a nearby building shot one of our guys, and he took the round in the only place that he didn't have armor, directly under his arms. And I think that single event really changed me in a lot of ways, and I began to take the military a lot more seriously after that.
Though these stories all seem tough, I don't want to scare people away from considering the military as a career path. I just want to show that the military, though hard, can be a really rewarding way of life.
I would tell a high school junior or senior or even a recent grad, don't just assume that the military is not for you based on your limited knowledge of what the military is. There's plenty of career opportunities in the military, even if you don't decide to make it a career and you only join for the initial training, the job training, and maybe 5 or 6 years of experience. It could go a long ways in shaping your future and who you become.